In today's video, we'll be taking you guys through a new PlayStation Store sale that has just kicked off, the PlayStation Plus special sale. Unfortunately, once again, not the biggest sale in the world, just like the flash sale we had last week, but a couple of good deals. And considering the PlayStation Store sales have been pretty sparse recently since the Great Indoor Sale, hey, I'm gonna take whatever I can get, and there are definitely some good deals for you guys to take advantage of with this sale. Also, we've got some details on how well World War Z is performing from a commercial standpoint, and it looks like it's doing pretty well, and it looks like that the game is going to continue to get some improvements and updates, so that's pretty exciting, and we'll talk a little bit about that. Also, Square Enix is going to be one of the major publishers at E3 this year, and their live stream is set for June 10th. I want to talk a little bit about that and what I'm expecting out of Square Enix and why it might be a little bit of a disappointment if last year is anything to go by, but more on that at the end of this video. First up, we've got the PlayStation Plus special sale running right now, and it's a pretty good sale with some good deals on the games that are available. Unfortunately, it's not a lot of games. I see a little over 50 PlayStation 4 games discounted, and there are some good ones. A Way Out is 40% off for $18, and this is a game with a co-op focus, and EA actually did something great where if you buy this game, you can invite a friend to play with you, and they don't even have to own the game, and you can do that online. Of course, there's local co-op as well. A Way Out is a pretty compelling experience, and for those of you that want a quality co-op game, considering we don't get a ton of those these days, A Way Out definitely fits the bill. I do see Assassin's Creed Origins 75% off for $14.99. Given the fact that AC Odyssey is, what, $19 and change when it goes on sale, I would like to see AC Origins a little bit cheaper than $15, but hey, that's me being cheap as hell. $15 for Assassin's Creed Origins is still quite good, and I would definitely recommend it. Much like Odyssey, you guys know my qualms with these games, a little bit too much on the grindy side, and it's a little bit difficult to bum rush your way through the story, which is what I generally like to do with the Assassin's Creed game. Goes more of an RPG route, which some people are really gonna dig. Some people might like the classic feel of Assassin's Creed. I'm probably in the latter camp, but nonetheless, it's a good game, and $15 is a good buy. A couple of the Battlefield games are on sale as well. Battlefield 4 is 75% off for $5. Do not worry if you guys think that this game doesn't have an active online community. There are still some people playing the game, and you should be able to get into a game no problem, and it's got a pretty decent single-player campaign as well, so $5 for that is quite good. However, if you do want the latest Battlefield game, Battlefield 5 is 50% off for $30, and do bear in mind that they just added Firestorm to Battlefield 5, so now you're getting a pretty robust Battlefield game for your purchase. Not only do you have a quality single-player campaign, you have a quality multiplayer component with a lot of depth, and you get Battle Royale, even though Battle Royale isn't everyone's cup of tea. I know for a lot of our viewers, you guys don't dig Battle Royale much, but within the Battlefield landscape, it works pretty well, and $30 for it, I would say, is quite good. Burnout Paradise is 75% off for $5. That's a great buy for that. Obviously, $5 for Burnout Paradise is tremendous. I had my qualms with this game when it initially released because it was priced at $40, but a year later, now we can have it for $5, and that's definitely a good buy. I do see Lichdom Battle Mage 80% off for $6. That's not a bad buy. Metal Max Xeno is 25% off to $30. Would like to see that a little bit cheaper, but I get it's a pretty recent release. A pretty niche JRPG with that, but it is a series that's going to get some more games, so not a bad buy on that one. A couple of Need for Speed games are on sale. Need for Speed is down to $5. Payback is down to $10, and Payback is actually a pretty decent little game. I know it wasn't received incredibly well from a critic standpoint. However, if you buy it for $10, you actually get a pretty good racer there, and there are definitely some positive qualities with it. Need for Speed Rivals, the PlayStation 4 launch title, is down to $5. That's a pretty good buy. Observer, a very cool psychological game, is 70% off, down to $9. I would give that a strong recommendation. One of the more interesting games that have come out in recent memory. Maybe that initial $30 price point was a little bit too high, but now at $9, definitely worth a check. Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2 is 80% off for $4. Sherlock Holmes The Devil's Daughter is 80% off for $10. That's actually not a bad buy. The Swords of Ditto is 50% off for $10. That's really good, actually. The Sims 4 is 80% off for $8. Tom Clancy's The Division 1 is 80% off for $10. Yes, The Division 2 is out at this point, but you're still paying a hefty price for that one, probably at that $48 to $55 range if you even find it at a discount. Division 1 is a pretty compelling game still, and if you want to try out Division a little bit more on a budget side of things, Division 1 is still a good buy. There are a couple of other deals available as well, but I did mention the highlights. Again, you do have to be a PlayStation Plus subscriber to take advantage of the special sale, which is a little bit of a bummer, but hey, the sale is called the PlayStation Plus Special Sale, so that is kind of a foregone conclusion. A couple of good deals here. I don't think we're going to be seeing any major PlayStation Store sales in the near future. We do have the Golden Week sale coming up, which should be big, but outside of these smaller flash sales and these PS Plus special sales, I don't think we're going to get a massive sale until the summer sale or the mid-year sale or whatever Sony calls it. That'll probably be somewhere in the beginning of June, but we are going to have these smaller sales to round things out and hold us over. And of course, we've got some big games coming out, so hopefully all that will hold us over until the next big sale. Next up, World War Z was released last week. I was a little bit cautious in recommending this game because I thought it would be a little bit of a commercial flop and it would go on sale rather quickly. I still imagine it'll go on sale pretty quickly, but World War Z has done pretty well from a commercial standpoint, as it was confirmed that the game has sold more than 1 million units across PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC in its first week of launch, and that was announced by publisher Focus Home Interactive. And do note that the PC version was an Epic Game Store exclusive, so they already handcuffed themselves in terms of how many sales that they were going to expect on the PC side of things. Now, Epic Games did offer them some upfront money, so they were definitely compensated. However, the fact that it has still topped 1 million in its first week, that's pretty impressive. Saber Interactive CEO Matthew Kark put out this statement, quote, "We are humbled and thrilled by the immense success so far of World War Z, especially on PC, thanks to the tremendous support of the Epic Game Store. Moving forward, we'll continue to expand the game and its community with new improvements, stability updates, and bonus gameplay content beginning very soon with a special new mission for the Tokyo episode." World War Z is a game that's really enhanced by its cooperative elements, so if you're looking to buy this game, definitely pick up the game with a couple of friends to play with, because if you're going in solo or if you're going online and just playing with randoms, you're not going to have as good of an experience. This is a game that's really accentuated by having a couple of buddies and playing it together. That's how you're going to get the best experience possible, but good to see that the game is performing well. The more co-op experiences we have, the better I think it is for gaming as a whole, because again, just like A Way Out and my recommendation with that, cooperative experiences in gaming these days are getting lesser and lesser. Next up, believe it or not, we are getting closer and closer to E3. We're just a little over a month away. Maybe the excitement isn't at a very high level because we know that Sony isn't going to be there. We know that EA isn't going to be there. However, some major publishers are going to be there. CD Projekt Red is going to be there. Microsoft is going to be there. We know Bethesda's going to be there, and specifically Square Enix will host its Square Enix Live E3 2019 event on June 10th at 6 p.m. Pacific Time, 9 p.m. Eastern, during which they'll showcase an exciting lineup of titles the company announced. Now, here's the thing with Square Enix. Last year, all they did was they showcased a pre-packaged video, and it was about a half-an-hour video, and we saw some cool games announced. A game that we got announced last year was a Babylon's Fall, and we still haven't heard anything about that game. Hopefully we see some gameplay. Kingdom Hearts 3 got a trailer. We got the announcement of The Quiet Man. Unfortunately, that didn't turn out all too well, but of course, the game that everybody wants to see from Square Enix's E3 is the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Kingdom Hearts 3 is now in the rearview mirror. It is time we hear a little bit more about Final Fantasy VII, the remake. The remake for FF7 was announced all the way back in 2015, Sony's E3 conference, and since they can't come back on Sony's press conference, since they're not going to have one, Square Enix has their own event, so why not showcase a new trailer for it? Why not give us some more information? We know that the game is in development. It was said that the game was moving along. At this point, I want to hear a little bit more about the game and see exactly how it is. We got a gameplay trailer all the way back in December of 2015. There's obviously content created for the game, and when it was announced, it was noted to be a PlayStation 4 game, but as is the case with every Square Enix Japanese title, when that game is announced, the platform that it is announced on and the platform that it ends up on, it could be a completely different thing. We saw that with Final Fantasy Versus 13 and how that became Final Fantasy 15, and we're seeing it again with Final Fantasy VII Remake, because I think there is a very, very minuscule chance that this ends up being a PlayStation 4 exclusive out of the gate. Rather, at best, it'll be a PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 cross-gen title. That's what I would think, and it is going to come to other platforms in the future. That should be noted. I imagine it'll see a PC release. I imagine it'll see an Xbox release, but it was noted coming to PlayStation first when it was announced all the way back in 2015. But let's just hope they get some positive momentum, because again, last year their event was a little bit disappointing. We didn't get a ton of new announcements, and in retrospect, even games like The Quiet Man didn't turn out all too well. Hopefully E3 of 2019 for Square Enix can be much, much better. We'll find out June 10th, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. And that is going to conclude this video. Again, the PlayStation Plus special sale is running right now. A couple of good deals a part of that. World War Z sales have topped 1 million units in its first week, and Square Enix's live E3 event is set for June 10th at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. That's going to conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.